censorship inside of Oblivion. So just in general, before we go over, by the way, welcome everyone, welcome. I hate censorship. Listen, I am a firm fucking believer. I'm a firm fucking believer of whatever the artist's idea was, let it be a thing. Let it be a thing. Whether it's in games, in media, it doesn't really matter what the fuck it is. I hate when people try to be like, oh, well, some people are not going to like that. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck if you don't like that. Like, I don't know if anyone else feels the same way, but like, I like my shit the way that the person created, like, you know, the original intent of how it was supposed to be. And people like, you know, I'm going to be real with you, pussies fucking censor shit. Like, listen, if you don't like it, don't watch it. If you don't like it, don't watch it.
The Oblivion remaster has been the talk of the town.
By the way, I'm new to Oblivion, so I don't know. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna pause already. Just so you know, just a little bit of backstory. I've just barely started playing Oblivion. It's a really fun game. Oh my god, it's so fun. But I never played the original, so hopefully she goes over all the old stuff too.
This is an event that breathed new life into the existing fan base, and it also opened the door, or an Oblivion gate, for a lot of new players that haven't experienced the game before. Though most of the responses and discourse around the game has been overwhelmingly positive, and I think deservedly so, there have been a few things that have...
One thing I regret, I did not realize it was like this, because again, I'm new. But one thing I didn't realize is that the creator, the character creator, it's just as bad as how Dark Souls is. Because like in Dark Souls, you can make some hideous characters. Did not know this is how this game was too. So I regret the fact that I didn't make my character fucking absolutely hideous. I'm a little sad. I feel like a missed opportunity. Missed opportunity, that's on me. Oh, you know what? I heard about that. I heard Oblivion ran so Dark Souls could walk. Because if I remember correctly, I have done a little bit of research. Because, you know, I'm a research person. Sorry, I'm stupid. You know me. But I did a little bit of research, and if I remember correctly, it's Oblivion was first, and then Dark Souls afterwards. So it was like, but it was around that time frame, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. Chat, you guys probably know a little bit more than me. Actually, I'm sure a lot of you guys know more than me. Which, by the way, the playthrough has been awesome. Like right now, we were actually talking about it earlier before we started doing all this. But we did Expedition 33, Oblivion, Doom's coming out. We have new Elden Ring stuff that's coming out. Like listen, what a time to be alive for video games right now. What a time to be alive.
Have sparked controversy right off the bat and resulted in some heated debates around the internet. But even with all of that, it hasn't actually hurt the game in any way. People that had some issues just modded them out and moved on.
Oh yeah, I heard because I have been a big Fallout fan for a while. I played Fallout 3, New Vegas, 4. Fallout 4 was kind of shit, I'm not gonna lie. Well, okay, actually it was very average. I'm not gonna lie. Not above average, it was average. But I never played Oblivion, Morrowind, Skyrim. Still haven't played Skyrim. I need to eventually. But I've heard that the modding community is very big in this sphere. I hear it's very big.
Very positive about this release, and I've really been enjoying playing the game.
By the way, I love her outfit. I love her outfit.
Don't really make sense to me, or I guess I just don't really understand why they would go out of their way to change them. It seems that in the remaster, female characters and depictions of women in general have been noticeably toned down, or...
It's always like that with every game though. Like, chat, I know it sounds okay, so I'm gonna give you my thought process with a lot of this. Here, let me move my mouse. Again, I hate that game companies always try to take away from their original vision from what they had before, such as like I'm gonna give you a good one. So does anybody remember World of Warcraft? Back when they got in trouble for the whole like breast milk thing and like being, you know, the sexual assault shit. Do you remember that? And they changed all of like the sexy art that they had into fruit. Do you remember that they turned that one girl into like fucking fruit? That was the fucking stupidest thing ever. Or they just like completely like toned down every character that is supposed to be a little bit more with sex appeal. Like, and like I hate the fact that people want to censor beautiful women. Like, I don't know. We live in a time right now, chat, where being a beautiful woman, you know, being a beautiful woman, being a beautiful woman, excuse me, with a little bit of curves is like fucking like, no. I mean, unless you live in like Japan or something, and then actually it's quite the opposite. And it's actually quite the opposite. I am very much convinced that it's like an American thing. It must be like an American thing. Like, I don't know who's fucking like asking for this shit, but it ain't me. It ain't me. When I play these, like, listen, when I play these games, like, I want to be like a really hot character or like a really fucking like hideous character that I personally made, not one that you make me play. No, I want to actually play one that, like, you know, like that hideous little cat thing that we saw.
Or even censored. While they may seem like small things if you come across them, and I don't actually think they ruined the game, if you look at the bigger picture and how many things were affected by these particular changes, you'll start to notice a bit of a pattern that is perhaps setting a precedent and a new standard for future Elder Scrolls games and really games in general.
Exactly. It's one of those things where, like, it's a small thing. Some people could be like, oh, that's a gooner take, you know, like, you know, make them all hot and sexy with their tits all popping out. And you know what? If that's what the creator wants, so be it. I don't give a fuck. But it's one of those things where you completely cover it and you just start doing it with games. Again, it starts with like games and then media. And it's these small things that just keep happening over and over and over and over. Now it becomes a big thing. And it's like, why are you doing this? It's like, why is this happening? And you know what? It's funny because some people could say, oh, it's for the modern audience. And I disagree. I feel like it's like 5 or 10% of fucking people in the world. You know what I mean? It's like 5 or 10, like 10% of people in like the world, maybe. If that might even be too high, that want this. While 90% of the world, the normal people, well, about as normal as we can be, we just want things to be left alone. Actually, better, yeah, I want to look like a hot bitch. Like, why would I want to look like some kind of hideous freak? Like, no. Unless my character is actually meant for that. Like, sometimes, like, if I want to make my character look like Shrek, then I can. But, like, I don't want it to be like an intentional thing, like as if I have to. And this is coming from someone that has breasts myself. I don't want somebody to be like, oh, I need you to cover up. And don't get me wrong, it's not like my outfits. And that's the crazy part. Like, with all my outfits and shit, like here, I'm just going to show off a few. Are they very revealing? No, this one even has some undershirt. So, like, clearly I cover up. But at the same time, in my games and everything that I want, like all this stuff here, don't touch that shit. Don't touch that shit. Like, it's just, it's silly to me.
Unfortunately, I think that a lot of these changes were made while ignoring the deeper context of the world, and it's not entirely clear what the purpose of making these changes was. There definitely was some
There's no purpose. It literally, okay, there is a purpose. It's a stupid purpose. I think that's why I think it's not a purpose, because it's one of those things where, like, it is literally trying to pander to nobody. It's pandering to this little percentage of people that you don't even want in your community in the first place. I'm going to be real, because here's the thing, and that sounds a little strong, but like, my thing is this. First it's that, then it's something else. Then you can't have certain things in there. Then you can't have certain races in there. Then you can't have certain body types. And then it's just like, what else? What else do I have to neuter? Like, it's so silly to me. That's like when, like, so for any parents out there, when your kids are like, I'm not going to eat dinner tonight because I don't like fucking Brussels sprouts, or, well, actually, I hate fucking Brussels sprouts too. I don't like green beans. I love green beans. But, like, I'd be like, well, that's too damn bad. Guess what? You're not going to eat. How's that? Like, how's that? Like, then just don't eat. It's like, come on.
Purpose, because it cannot be
I hate that stuff.
Things were changed, but again, it's just not clear because there is a bit of inconsistency there as well. Today we're going to talk about the changes and some of the censorship affecting female.
I bet you that was, wait a minute. I can already tell. That one seems like it probably got changed. I bet you the mermaid got fucking changed. I bet you all these bitches got changed.
Or maybe intentionally.
The mermaid one looks good though. The mermaid one looks really good.
I'm planning to do a sort of a special live stream soon to celebrate 100k.
Oh my god, sorry.
Kind of like
my tracking's not perfect still.
Style live stream. We haven't done one of those since
don't mind my leg.
I had even less than 20
Did I break your immersion?
So I thought that it would be a really good time to repeat that. But before we can do the stream, a very special package.
By the way, she's really pretty.
Stay tuned.
She's really pretty. She's like one of the people that you would let me see, in a medieval game I'm thinking of, like, okay, so we were talking about bar maidens earlier. She could easily be a bar maiden. However, I think some bar maidens be kind of like, you know, they be kind of getting it, so it doesn't necessarily have to be that. But I think of like, you know, in the nice dresses to be like, would you like Savii? You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? I didn't want to like be like, hey, you're a slut, 'cause that's not what I meant. It's like a bar maiden. Like they have like their hair done on like the side and they're like, would you like another pint? Or a bard? I can totally see that. I can totally see that. Okay, perfect. It's actually really good.
Now in my last video, I noticed maybe
what are they called though? Yeah, well, okay, I didn't say a wench. I said a bar maiden.
Realizing the clothing in the game that kind of surprised me in terms of the changes that were made and why would they have changed that? Some pieces used to be a bit more off-shoulder, for example. Others accentuated the curve.
Apparently, with a lot of these games, apparently a lot of it, it's just like, listen, look at this. It's just people covering up boobs. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, I'm telling you, it's an American problem. It has to be. Because again, like, I know in like a lot of like Japanese games and stuff, or a lot of like any games I've seen outside of the US, this isn't a problem. This isn't a problem. They don't do this. But they're like, but here, I don't know. It's like no cleavage, no nothing. They're like, I want it to be as bare bones as I possibly can. Women are beautiful. Women are beautiful. Listen, I was married to one, even though she was a bit of a cunt. She definitely was, for sure. But yeah, she was very pretty. She's very fucking pretty. Listen, guys are fucking nice too. Listen, it's the same thing where like, I like it to be equal. I like it to be equal. Like, if you're gonna make my maidens, you make my maidens look a little sexy. I mean, I don't mind the guys being the same way too. Equal rights, baby. Listen, keep that equal.
And the figure of your character a lot more. They weren't afraid to show a little bit more skin in something low cut. That said, I don't think that the original version of Oblivion was ever particularly out there or sexy.
Yeah, I was about to say, because most of the characters look like this. They look like they've been in the sun too long. They look like they're the ghouls. They look like they're the ghouls from fucking Fallout. Well, it is the same like company, so I wouldn't doubt if it's the same model, just with a little bit of skin. You know what I mean? Which is a little bit more skin. I'm just saying. And even with the new game, like they still look uncanny, but like that's the best part about it. It's dumb. It's stupid fun, and I love it. By the way, sorry, the dog's being loud.
Sure, their
she's being quite annoying.
More flattering, but I thought that it was all very reasonable,
baby.
And it didn't ever raise any eyebrows. Other than that, everybody was equally a potato.
I know I pause a lot, but oh my god, the faces in these games are hilarious. Especially when you're doing like the whole social thing, it's great. It's so good.
Hidden much of what I said in the previous video.
Yeah, that's dumb. That's so dumb.
Attitude to certain things. Others have been just straight up changed in what kind of feels like an attempt at censorship. I totally missed
it's 1000% censorship. It 1000% is. And that's the thing that I just fucking like, I hate it because it's like, who asked? Is there anyone in chat that asked? Because I'm still looking for that person. I'm still looking.
And pants in the clothing video, because to be honest, I actually didn't recognize.
Yeah, look at that. What a difference. What a fucking difference. It's like they don't want to show any fucking like tummy or nothing. And again, like I say this take because again, it is a small thing. It is a small thing. Like coming from somebody that never played the original, did I notice this? Clearly no, because I never played that. But at the same time though, the original stuff, this was great. This is fine. This is fine. I think like it's a battle. Okay, you want to know what I think it is right now? It's a lot of people, especially because again, I think this is like an American thing. It has to be like a fucking American thing. It's like this battle between gooners and feminists. Where they're like, listen, a lot of people are like, hey, let me have my sexy girls, while the other ones are like, don't look at us like this. Which, you know, it's funny because I find that take so fucking stupid. Like, listen, people, it is human nature for a lot of people to look at somebody and be like, wow, you are attractive. You know, not saying like start beating off right there, but like I think we should be able to look at someone and be able to look at outfits like this, because these are real outfits in real life. In real life, and be like, hey, like this is great, I love this, like why can't we have this? Why am I being even saying stuff like that? Like okay, the worst thing about all this chat is that even saying this right now, and like this could be like a hot take, and the fact that like this would be a hot take pisses me off. I think that's like the big thing. It's like, why does that have to be a hot take? It shouldn't be a hot take. It should just be a normal, like, hey, I like this. That's what pisses me off the most. And that's why, like, when she's talking about it's not a big deal, but when it keeps happening more and more, now it's becoming a pattern. And now it's becoming a pattern. That's like somebody that only drinks a little bit, but all of a sudden is drinking every single day. And now all of a sudden they're drinking alcohol. Listen, I can go off of this one because I have so many military friends that have done this. Like it's just a little much. Oh, wait a minute. Is the video a little quiet? Oh, I'm sorry.
Across them. I guess I did
How about now?
Twice about it at the time because this is the version that the male characters wear and I recognized it from that, so it just slipped past me. Like some sort of a Mandela effect, I guess. Now here's the thing. This is what they changed it to, and it was always called a vest.
Yeah, see?
So
I don't like that. I don't like that. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not terrible. But again, I think it's just like the principle of it. It's the principle of it. It's like having this always happen where you're like, oh, well, don't worry, we're just gonna do this with all of our games and then all of our media. And then like you just don't see it and like anymore, and then all of a sudden you're starting to look like the bad guy because you want this. You're like, oh, I really want to see a little bit more sex appeal. Or be able to see outfits clearly that are, I don't know, maybe from the game originally. So I don't know, it's just stuff like that where it's just, it's just pandering. I've used this example before, but a big thing for pandering that I remember seeing a while back when I was a Overwatch fan. So when I was back in the day when like I'm trying to remember who it was specifically, but one of the creators like got in trouble because they showed off their little their diversity chart where they had to make characters that were like, oh, okay, so they're going to be this skin tone and they're going to either be gay or they're going to be like this. Like, okay, here's the thing, like coming from someone that is bisexual, like if that's what you are, if that's how you want your story to be, then that's great. But don't do it because you're trying to pander. You're like, oh, we're trying to hit these check marks. You know? Like, don't, like, I'm not, like, it makes it so instead of it being, like, a genuine thing, it's like, hey, this is a to-do list. You're like, all right, hey, fellow kids, listen, I included you guys. You like that? It's like, no, I don't, actually.
Closer to its name.
It just feels forced.
I don't think that's
and don't force fucking shit, Chad. Don't force shit.
If they were really worried about sticking true to the name of items, then perhaps the black finery would be black and not brown, right? This is something else. And it's something that I would...
Wait, hold on. Was that black before in the original? Because if that's the case, someone's like, you know what? I'm going to be lazy and only change half of it, not the whole thing. I'm going to change half of it, not the whole fucking thing. I mean, listen, if you're going to fucking do it, just fucking do it. Preach. The best works with diversity I've seen were the ones that didn't force it. Exactly. It's the ones that are not forced. Again, you force shit, like that's how you get hemorrhoids. It's like, don't do it. It's got to be natural, baby. It's got to be natural. And the worst part is this. When you force your beliefs, your religion, your anything on someone, your way of thinking, you know what that's done for 95% of fucking people? Hate you more. Like, listen, don't push things on people. You know? Just, It's like, let it be natural. It has to be something that you're doing yourself. Not saying that you can't talk about something, but like, if someone's like, no, I don't really believe in that, or no, I don't want that, that's fine. That's the best part about being like a fucking human being, is being able to have an opinion. You know, being able to have like an opinion, being able to do things your way, and also being able to live in harmony. Now, that's something I think a lot of people haven't been able to hear in a long time, but being able to live in harmony, like being like, hey, you like this, I like this, cool, we're still friends. That's how it should still be. But unfortunately, it's not.
Explore in this video and show you more examples of. But specifically looking at the Huntsman's vest, to me, this was a totally unnecessary change that I think nobody would ever complain about if
nobody
they
probably
left
gives
it
a fuck.
Before. People keep saying that the changes that appear to be so radical in the remaster were done in the name of embracing a more realistic look. But I feel like that all goes out the window when you think of an NPC that wears this clothing.
I really, 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 really hate, like, okay, maybe it could be like something like in the new GTA or like something, but where is this like, oh, I want it to be more realistic? When I play video games, like, I'm escaping to my fantasy world. It's supposed to be a fantasy thing. Like, I'm trying to remember who said it specifically, but I'm trying to remember who it was. I think it was a game director, but they said the best kind of games are the ones that are in fantasy. You know what I mean? Something where it's like you don't gotta remind yourself that like, hey, this is the real world. Because a lot of times in the real world, I'm poor as shit. I'm poor as shit, juggling 2 fucking jobs and a fucking family. So like, you know, for me, it's like, hey, I like to be able to remind myself that like I can kind of like do my own thing for a little bit, you know? So that's my fucking things.
So Branwen came to mind.
Oh my god, David, I know, and I hate that, but that's why they got to get rid of that shit. They got to get rid of that shit. I just don't like it. I don't like it.
For context, this is a red guard woman that can be found in the Imperial
Oh,
City
I have been
Arena
stuck in this arena for a minute. By the way, we are we're playing Master Rank right now. Yeah, it's been something. Let me just say that it's been something. Nobody dies, and I pretty much use my skeleton for everything. So I'm like a necromancer.
In the hopes of making it in the arena. In the original, their outfits, or lack of clothes, perfectly fit their situation. This place is like a mini gym, and her attire is perfectly comfortable for what she's doing. It's sort of like a sports bra vibe. In the remaster, without any context, you go up to this, and it just looks like 2 homeless people fighting.
And you want to know what's funny? Like, she nailed it right on the head, because I literally came up to this spot, I think it was yesterday. It was either yesterday or the day before, and I thought the same thing. I thought the same thing. I was like, why are these homeless people fighting? It's like bum fights off of YouTube. Do they still have that? Probably not. Probably not. Talking about censoring. Yeah, that sounds like a censored thing. That just sounds like a censored thing now. Listen, you just need the rusty shivs and boom, you are golden. But yeah, I thought the same thing. I thought the same thing.
You can see here that, first of all, this censorship doesn't extend to male characters, as they didn't decide to put a shirt on him.
Exactly.
But she's wearing this
Equal.
vest to work out. Before this,
it's always women. And you want to know something? Okay, listen. I'm not a pussy hater. Trust me, I have one of those. I know, crazy. I try not to hate my own kind, but like... You want to know what this reminds you of? This reminds you of back in high school. And again, I was a loner back in high school. I was super fucking chill. Like, I just was kind of just like, you know, away from people. Like I said, I was a loner. But like, this stuff sounds like the fucking... It's probably not always like this, because a lot of people say this about like the fucking gaming like community now, or like the devs and stuff. It's usually like a lot of fucking like either artsy like theater kids or band kids that used to get bullied because they were kind of fat and they didn't want to do anything about it. Usually like some ugly bitches, and they're just like, you know what, like, we're gonna cover that. I know you're hot, but like, nah. And you know what, I hate saying that, but you know what, that's what this reminds you of. That's what this reminds you, because I still remember seeing people like that literally were like, no, like, that's not realistic. I'm like, no, people do look like this. Like, in real life, I have a pair of D's, and you know what, like, am I supposed to cover that? Well, I kind of do. I have a jacket, so it's like, but like, I kind of like that just because of the look, you know. Just because of the look. But like, point I'm trying to make is that like, no, like, people do look like this, and you know, it's like, and why you want to cover it up? I hate it. I just think it is an issue that shouldn't be an issue, and it's so small of a thing that it shouldn't be an issue. But because it always gets changed again in media, game, doesn't matter what it is. Like, now it's a big issue, and that's why we have such a big fucking conflict. And again, I think it's just like an American thing. I can't think of like other companies outside the US. Not really anyway, so like, you know.
Was completely fine, and I don't think you ever needed to ask them what they were doing to get the picture. Now, her look has had a direct impact on his, and they just look like beggars from the waterfront district having
exactly.
It looks ridiculous.
They're just having like a fucking, like, get out of here.
It's actually kind of ruined the particular scene here. No, it's not game breaking, but it's sort of jank that's like not really charming. It's definitely funny looking, but not in a good way. Armor is also
I just love leaving things the way that the original artists created, because again, especially for a remake, think about this, Chad. Think about this, because like, you're gonna come back and you're like, oh my god, I can't wait to see literally the game that I grew up with, and I want to see all the cool, pretty much more like an upgrade. It's supposed to be like if I remember correctly, remakes for the most part are supposed to be a new, like, pretty much like a nice coat of paint. Nice coat of paint. It's supposed to be still the same thing, but a nice coat of paint, from my understanding. I could be wrong, but that's from my understanding. I think that's how it was for the Resident Evil 2 and 3 series, if I remember correctly. I know you thought wrong. Apparently not. I mean, apparently so. That's what I meant.
Kind of for the same reasons. So, in the original Oblivion, some of the armor looked quite different depending on whether you played a male or female character. Granted,
yeah, because listen, my armor right now doesn't look fantastic. Not looking really sexy. I'm not the hottest Discord kitten, by the way. We're playing one of those, I don't know what they're called. I'm just gonna call them the cats, the Discord kittens.
The armor had these differences.
We look like we're in like a metal
steel
plate.
Armor kind of looked the same on both men and women, so it's important to have this context and those facts before we go and get our pitchforks. Don't worry, there will be time for pitchforks later. Some really notable differences can be seen in things like the iron armor, the amber armor set,
I like that.
the chainmail armor, the
like the
pit
old
armors
one,
and stuff worn in the arena, and several others that you'll notice too. What they appear to have done is taken away the elements that incorporated the female form.
It's because, again, it makes me feel like they're just like ashamed of it. Either they're ashamed of it or they hate the fact that, because we talked about the people that don't have a body like this. And I think to myself, they're like, well, since I'm running the show, like, we're not going to have it. You know, like, it's either that or they want gender neutral stuff. But I'm like, listen, diversity is great. I love diversity, especially when it's natural. Especially when it's natural. Like, I don't know. To me, it's kind of nice to see something a little different, you know? It's those Western devs, let me tell you. Western devs.
All armor look more
I know, they don't want no fucking cooties.
Pretty much like
they're like, milady.
So the major argument for doing
they're
this,
like, I can't touch the wench. Milady. I'm like, who are you trying to please right now? Listen, those bitches don't like you either. Trust me. They don't like anybody. They don't even like them fucking self.
I can sort of see where they're coming from is, again, going for realism. So it is true that armor for the most part was
I just hate the whole realism thought.
Women or to fit the female body. That is because in many places in the world and many societies it was widely accepted that war is for men, and
back to the kitchen, wench.
Only men go to war and men to
back to
wear
the kitchen,
there were
wench.
The exceptions, of course. Instances where armor may have been made to fit a particular person, like it's believed that Joan of Arc had her armor made specifically for her, courtesy of King Charles.
Boss, thank you for the 9 months, by the way. Thank you.
For the most part, if a woman did wear armor, it was just armor that was standard and made for men to begin with. You guys will know that I am somebody that...
Which again, that does make sense. But in my personal opinion, like give me a real reason why someone would want to take it away. Like, if this was in the original design for the game, that's kind of what I mean by that, is that it was in the original design. It was in, like, this is what they thought of back in, what, 2008, 2006, 2008? I can't remember. But, yeah, it's something like that. It might be 2006, I can't remember. But, point I'm trying to make is that, I feel like it's like, hey, it's supposed to just be a new coat of paint. You don't got to change all this extra shit. And you want to know the worst part? And this is where I feel like this is where it really, how should I say? This is where it really hits home, is that, like, when you're doing all these little baby changes, which apparently starts becoming like 20, 30, 40 things, that is all that takes time, right? You know where that could have gone into? And this isn't for specifically Oblivion. I like that Oblivion's kind of broken. But this can go into, like, for regular games or media, this can go into, like, making the product in itself better. Whether it is, again, changing bugs, fixing how things are played. Like, that's what they should be spending the time on. That, I mean, in my personal opinion, if I was running the fucking show, games would be a little bit different. But, yeah, it's just like, I'm like, hey, let's work on, like, the core factor of things, because that's what we really want.
Advocates for realism in fantasy worlds, but what I mean by this is that I want to see it grounded within the predefined parameters of any given fantasy world. So my counter argument here is this. Unlike the real world, in Oblivion, women...
The faces are always so good. Zug. Look to our friend. Something me doing? More work? He's like, something me doing? God, listen. I miss old WoW. I do.
You see this in your first 2 minutes of playing.
I want to play Warcraft 3 again eventually.
Renault, wearing a full set of Blade's armor and escorting the Emperor to safety. That's
exactly.
Kind of a big deal.
Literally shows it off in the media, like literally from their core, from their beginning lore, that women are in, like, you know, clearly the military, or what do they say? Is it still military for them back in the day? When I think of military, I think of like modern military. They're militia. I think it's like a militia. But I understand her fucking point though. I get her fucking point. The army. Oh yeah, okay, so it's the army.
This in a video before where
It's
I
the
spoke
army.
about how there don't
Listen, the
appear to be
militia.
same
I think it's
predefined
militia, I
gender
thought.
roles in Tamriel as there are in our real world. Therefore, realism in this case would mean that the female form is also taken into account when making armor, as women are out there just as much as men. And again, this was a thing in the original. It was already decided that this is a thing, so I don't see why they couldn't continue with it. I find it a particularly silly change for things like the amber armor.
Yeah, look at this. It seems so funny, but like I prefer the one on the left than the right. All you gotta do is give me back that again, because that looks great. I want to look like that. My little Discord kitten, I gotta stop saying it that way, but like my character looks like this big, like bulky cat. She's like this little cat. She's like in this big bulky armor, but like I'd love to be in something like that. That would be great. And if you did it with the new graphics and stuff, that would be fantastic. That'd be fantastic. But like I said, it's I don't know, it's stupid things.
The concept of amber armor is very fantastical, surreal. Surely with how magical and out of this world this looks,
exactly,
we can allow for it to fit nicely.
And it makes sense. So again, going off the realism thing compared to like the fantasy stuff, this is not something, at least I don't think so, back in the day. This was an armor piece. I'm pretty sure people weren't walking around like this. So with that being said, like any kind of realism take would just go right out the window. And again, you know how I feel about the realism shit. I just think it's stupid.
So realism is great and all, but it shouldn't get to the point where you're taken out of the fantasy world.
Exactly, because it's a fantasy game.
Remake scenario where you already have a point of reference. Upon further inspection, they did this with statues as well. So if the statue had some curves or a more,
God forbid, the statue's kind of hot. You know, the Statue of Liberty. Sometimes I just wanna give her a whole spanking. Because that's what people are fucking thinking, clearly.
Risque appearance, this would be toned down. For example, the Meridia statue in Oblivion looked like this, and in the remaster, they made it look kind of like it does in Skyrim.
It's like a completely different just statue. That's just a completely different statue. So that one, we can't fix that one. Just change it. Just change it to a whole different person and put a gown on her.
After seeing this, it kind of
thou shalt not see the ankles or it gets the hose again.
The Daedric shrines look more Skyrim-like. But then I visited Azura, and she was way more toned down and covered up than even the Skyrim version. Whereas in the original Oblivion, she looked like this.
And that's saying something. And that's saying something.
Here, why didn't they change the Molag Bal statue to look like it does in ESO?
Exactly.
I mean,
now I've never played ESO or any other kind of, like, this is my very first Elder Scrolls game, which, by the way, I didn't know that Elder Scrolls was the series. For some reason, I thought Elder Scrolls was Skyrim. I've been learning a lot. I'm not gonna lie. Been learning a lot. It's been a learning experience. Very fun game though.
This depiction of him is
the Statue of Liberty. Hey, listen, that's the only giant woman that I can think of at the moment. I'm sure there's other statues out there, but you know what I mean.
Falls through, and this is what kind of makes me question the purpose of changing these things at all. Now, maybe they missed this, but interestingly, they also didn't change the mermaid statue in Anvil. In fact, I think they maybe even improved her a little bit with the pose. But
no, actually, I like when she's spread out like that. Again, that's gonna beat the Gunnar allegations because I'm really not one. I promise. And listen, I like them both. How about that? I like them both.
Where I thought they might censor her, they didn't. Now at this point in the video, I know somebody has probably thought of the spider Daedra. So yes, I did decide to take a closer look at that. By the way, I love. Wait. So my take on this is they don't look bad.
I know you guys are kind of blocking it with your face a little bit, chat, but like, what is up with games just making every fucking, like, I hate spiders. Like in real life, I fucking hate spiders. However, every game wants to make them hot as fuck. So I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be scared of them or attracted to them. If they ever have a woman's head, then I'll know. Like anyone that's played Dark Souls 1, just saying, that girl is something else. That's something else. I was like, I'm going to squish you, and then I'm going to squish you. Am I right, chat? High five. I'm a serious streamer, by the way. Totally serious.
Much the same essence, although I would have liked to see that bright red incorporated into their outfits.
Oh, wait. That's actually really good.
However, if...
God damn. Chat, keep your eyes in your head. Listen, this reminds me of the Lara Croft boobs. Does anyone remember that? Back in the day when that was a sex symbol? I can only imagine what they would do now with modern day stuff. Well, didn't the remake in general, like the older like remake, didn't they actually like nerf her there fucking too? By the way, it is definitely a nerf, 100%.
We addressed the elephant in the
Exactly,
room.
the pyramid
Their chest
titties.
is
So
visibly
funny.
smaller.
I never even played. Listen, I didn't even play PlayStation. I didn't even play PlayStation, and I knew about that. I wasn't allowed to.
A second and think who the Spider Daedra are. They are closely associated with the Daedric prince Mephala. Mephala, who is the prince of lies, sex, murder, and secrets.
Exactly.
A prince that uses seduction to get closer to mortals and trick them, get them entangled in her cunning web.
But when you cover up your clothes looking like a goddamn nun, chat, you need to stop saying would. I swear to God, you're going to make everyone in our YouTube comments kind of, honestly, they probably should be a little bit weirded out. I'm not going to lie. No, but yeah, it's like these beings, these creatures are literally supposed to be like the seduction. Like it's supposed to be part of the lore. It's part of the lore. But when you fucking cut them up looking like a fucking nun, then I'm like, what?
Woman that will actually...
Oh my God, that scared the hell out of me. I think that was my Tangia. I thought I turned that off. Turn that off. But yes, anyway, God damn it, Chad, I hate you.
Are the perfect ambassadors for such a prince, and so having a more exaggerated chest like they did in the original would have been arguably more lore accurate and in character.
Exactly.
No, this is by no means a horrible change that completely ruins
Yeah,
the
she
game.
still looks hot. I mean, honestly, I still would. But I like the other design a lot better, though, I'm not gonna lie.
But I wonder about the message that it sends when, even in a scenario
Exactly.
where the female body tells a part of the story and lore, they choose to tone it down like it's a bad thing. And it's not like Oblivion is a game where historically all women had super exaggerated bodies and jiggle physics
Exactly.
and lots of focus on that sort of thing.
Because that's the thing. I think that's like the big like underlining factor here is that I feel like, especially nowadays, people feel like they can't, like either it's one way or the other. Like gone are the days where we can have diversity, where we can actually be like, I like this, but I also like this, but a time and a place for both, right? It's like either like everyone is looking like they got quadruple G's, fucking looking like giant titties in the ass that's gonna fucking shake the world, or they're gonna be a full nun. Like it's either one or the other. You can't have like a mix. And I hate that now. I hate that. And that's why when people keep doing this shit, it does become a big deal because it is such a small thing. This is such a small issue. But because of this, now it is a big thing. Now we're having conversations about it because it became a big issue.
So this also meant that having something more open and out there, or откровенное, like we say in Russian, made it that much more effective.
She's Russian.
If people are worried about
She's really hot.
over-sexualization, let's be
I should say, well, cute. I like cute. Cute is hot to me, so, listen, I'm not trying to be weird.
real. Those who really want to make things more exaggerated and blown out of proportion will mod that right into the game. But that does not mean that we can't have tasteful depictions of the female form in the game by default.
Exactly.
And
Tasteful.
when I say tasteful, I mean they fit perfectly
I like that word
into
fucking better.
their world and story. All of this censorship and hiding of the female
Yeah, because
figure is a real-
that looks like it's supposed to be there. It's not pandering. And again, with pandering, that is literally force. You're trying to force making somebody happy. That's like getting into a relationship or a marriage, not saying that I've done this, and trying to become a different person for someone and realizing that that was a terrible idea. Because at the end of the day, it will fail. Because your true self will always come out. Their true self will always come out. So it's like, you might as well be upfront with it and just be like, boom, here I am. And don't be like, and it's not a bad thing. That's a good thing because people don't do that nowadays.
Really weird way to remaster something, almost sending the message that women should be more covered up and toned down in general. It's especially difficult to understand when you see that again.
And like that is, sorry, I do pause a lot, but like she brings up some really good fucking points about a lot of things. And that's why like nowadays I'm like, hey, like if I say, hey, I like seeing more body. I love being able to see someone that actually looks like an actual beautiful woman. I feel like people then nowadays start putting you into a gooner category, or like, oh, this person is like hypersexual. I'm like, bitch, I have been a virgin for 4 years. I don't be having sex, but I do like what I see. And when you start doing stuff like this, it makes it feel like now all of a sudden I'm a bad guy, or I have a hot take. And that's where I'm like, no, this shouldn't be a hot take. That's like saying like, hey, please don't steal from your local stores. Like, that's apparently can be a hot take sometimes, depending on where you live. You know, it's shit like that. I hate it.
At all changed.
So if I am a gooner, and that's the thing. That's the thing. You can be a gooner, and that's fine. I don't give a fuck. It's when somebody puts you in a category, be like, oh, you like that kind of stuff, or oh, you like this. I'm like, why is this? I'm like, why are we even changing it? Changing it for that 5% of freaks that fucking don't understand that this is normal. People do look like this. Well, okay, maybe not like a actual demon, but you know what I mean.
Buff,
you know what I mean.
Detailed and as shirtless as ever. Why is this okay, but this is not? I will say they did put shorts on the zombies, which again, consistency. I don't know. It's really weird. Let's look at the shivering.
No. Listen. Put that shit back on. Look at this. Not saying because I want to see that. Listen, this seems more real. Listen, fuck your shorts.
Consistency, I don't know.
You just whip that shit out.
Let's look at the Shivering Isles, the famous saints and seducers. The interesting thing about their societies is that they are matriarchies, and this is so deeply ingrained in their being that we even see it in how armor is modeled after females and not males. So the male variant of the seducer armor and the saint's armor is actually much more revealing and feminine on the men.
We always talk about... Oh, sorry about that.
Just...
Sorry. So, like... I am a big fan of equal, you know? Like, listen, if a bitch is swinging at you, hey, I'm not saying you should be looking for that, but like, you know, I am all about them equal rights in equal fights. So with that being said, if a guy's going to get sexualized and you're trying to like change the girls though, but the guys can still be hypersexual, why does why is there one standard over the other? You know, like it should be an equal thing. So either you're doing all of it or none of it. All of it or none of it. Like, don't be a bitch. Because again, it's pandering. You're just like, clearly you're trying to do this for these people that probably won't even play your game anyway. Probably won't even play your game anyway. Speaking of which, while I'm talking to you, why do you think the game started getting worse? I'm just saying. Also, Punish, thank you so much for the 32 months. I really appreciate that. Thanks for being here, guys. Thank you.
But it's just a bit strange when put side by side with the original. Like on the original, look at the contour and the definition on the skin. And here, there's just nothing. These are all small examples on their own.
They don't want to put details on the tits.
Together, it does make me think about what the future holds.
Listen, titties are beautiful. You don't even got to be gay for that. Like, I'm sure there's at least one woman here, other than, of course, myself. So 2 of us dumb bitches here. And we could say, hey, boobs are gorgeous. They look great. They look awesome. I love them. It's actually literally human nature to like looking at boobs. I'm just saying. It's literally like in our Oonga Boonga brains. It's in our Oonga Boonga brains.
Depictions of
actually.
Characters. I think that the
but we love flat too. Flat is justice.
Depicting women in a way that was tasteful, even if there was an accent on sensuality and their bodies. It always felt right to the world and to women that played the games also, which is backed up by the fact that
Iron, it does feel like that. It really does.
There's 2 things that this kind of
also Miguel. Me of, so that was exactly who I was thinking of when I said that. I love her.
So one, have you ever seen those CD or album covers in the Middle East? So you have the
oh my
version that
god
was made in the West, and then
I'm glad that she brought up the Middle East because again I you know, I was deployed there for a while, and that's why I always say God bless America or anywhere else, because let me tell you, it's not like, again, you live there, you do your religion, stuff like that. Like, if that's what you like, that's what you like, and that's awesome. That's great. But like, you know how many things you're not allowed to do there? Not to mention if you're a woman. Oh my god, if you're a woman. Have fun even trying to leave the house sometimes. Jesus fucking Christ. Now, of course, I was the military part, so I just saw it. I didn't live it. But like, you see it when you're on patrol and you're doing stuff like that and you're talking to the locals, and it's just like, yeah. And again, if you want to live that way, great. I'm not trying to tell you to change. Sorry, my hand is breaking. I'm not trying to tell you to change. I'm not trying to say like, hey, leave, don't ever do that. Because again, that's the way that they live. That's the way that people want to live. And that's okay with me. You can do that. Because again, that's not my problem. That's y'all's thing. Because you want to know what? When it becomes our problem or your problem, then we're going to war again. And listen, for my people that are still deployed, I know that my old unit is out there. I get it. I get it. It's just like, I mean, you don't want to keep going. You don't want to leave your family and stuff like that. It's just not good. It doesn't feel good.
Oh, the female artists are much more covered up.
But yeah,
because
but they have to
culture,
change it. Like that's what I was trying to say. She brought the WoW one. I like this girl. Okay, wait, am I subbed to her? I don't think so. She brought the WoW one. That's the one I was talking about. That's the one that I was talking about. Because, listen, Blizzard was being a fucking dumb bitch. They have a girl there, and then they changed her into fruit. You go back to the old, like, I'm trying to remember exactly where this is. Was this a Scarlet Monastery? I can't remember. I want to say it was a Scarlet Monastery. I could be wrong, but yeah, completely changed her to fruit.
Paintings of women to bowls of fruit, while all of the allegations about the ongoing harassment at Blizzard were coming out. This doesn't help the situation at all.
Yeah, it just makes it worse.
Accountability. It's just the erasure of something beautiful that can absolutely be appreciated in a respectful way. But when you take it out, I guess you're just sending a message that maybe women are too much. Can't respect them if they look like this.
Exactly. Like OnlyFans model, not an OnlyFans model. That's what people think. And again, I don't have OnlyFans or anything, but like, it's just like, it's this thing where like you can have sex appeal without being an absolute fucking like a degenerate, and nobody wants to be a degenerate apparently. I'm like, okay, well, I mean, like, I'm like, why fail? So like, my life is half a failure. Is that a degenerate? I don't think so. But I think what they're trying to get, it's just like, you can't have that. And if you do, you're bad. And that's why small problems turn into big problems, because now it's bad. It should not be bad, but it is. But it is now. It's like, no.
Or
enjoy your body. Love your body.
All in all, I do.
You were given a beautiful body. Everyone.
There are
so enjoy it. Love it.
That are super beautiful, and I've been admiring the world, admittedly, even
it is really pretty.
Stream. I just wish that small and unnecessary changes like this weren't made to, you know, make it more authentic to the original game, but also to not send the wrong message about women and women's bodies. And that is my take on this whole situation. I do hope that I was...
It's not just me. And clearly not. Like, women love, especially gamers, and like a lot of gamer women love to be able to play a beautiful character. Because guess what? You want to know what happens? You go to cons, you start seeing them doing cosplays of like the really pretty fucking characters, the characters that they love playing. Now, people fucking cosplay everything, but like the very popular ones are usually the people that look like either someone that they want to be or closer to them, because those are actually like realistic standards that people do have. Like myself, or like her, or like, you know, many others. So I don't know. I think it's silly. So it's a lot of times it's the women trying to fight back on this. Guys are too, clearly, but like a lot of us are like, hey, I don't stand for that. I don't stand for that. I don't know you. You're putting a bad name on me. Listen. Don't scare away the homies. Those guys. Those losers way over there.
Was able to articulate myself as well as I put those thoughts together in my head. If
you did it a lot better than I would.
Leave a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. As always, big thanks to my channel members for all of your continued support, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Be seeing you. Bye.
Cute. This was a good video. I like this. See, I saw this earlier. Sorry, my hand's gonna be all fucked up. I'm trying to grab something. Sorry, my tracking is not perfect yet, but here's the video right here. Hold on. There we go. And also some bees. Go and check her out. Like and subscribe. I want to watch more of your stuff. I don't know what she does specifically, but I like it. Oh, actually, for some reason, it's not letting me click. Okay, I will fix that. I know y'all see that, right? Okay, I'll have to fix that later. But anyway, yeah, really good video. I love the topic. I think it's like really, like, I don't like really seeing shit like this, especially since it just doesn't make sense. It's a lot of wasted time, and just in general, again, it makes a lot of us just look bad. Oh, and my body is breaking, so perfect time to leave.